What's up, guys? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing great wherever you are. Today, we are starting off with the wiring for this harness for the accessories I want to put onto the RT. I've got my multimeter here, got some tape, Stanley knife over there, my wire cutter, and I think I'm gonna start with the easiest so far. I've already done the work on this harness here for the screen. So I just want to extend the wires a bit so that they can get to the power source. At the moment, I'll make this the power source. I've connected the leads to the battery. This have power over here. So I'm thinking just to connect, to extend these wires and then just drain them here to make sure that everything is still working fine, because this guy will be going to the fuse box. So this will be connected to the fuse box. So after I've ensured that this works, I also want to just get the connection right here so that it's nice and safe. And then once that is safe, I will then connect this guy to the fuse box and start struggling with the fuse box to see what connections do I need to do to make this work. So I think this is where I'm gonna start, because the spotlights are gonna be a little bit, I don't know if they're gonna be tricky, but I'm starting that connection from scratch, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go. These ones are just positive and negatives, this two over here. So I feel like that these should be fairly quick once I've understood how I must connect the fuse box stuff. Those should be very quick. So that's where I am right now. Let me extend these ones and then test them. All right, guys. So a bit of a catch up. I have now extended this wire here because this guy already has some wiring to it. So I have connected this guy here to the power source. This is connecting straight to the battery, and this is the connection for the extension of the wire. I will what's this, not solder, I'll tape this wires over here so that it's a bit neater. But yeah, we connected, guys. Let's see if we actually then switch on. So if I click this now, it should go green and that guy should switch on. Boom. There it is, just went green. Now we wait for the screen. The screen has to switch on, but I don't see anything happening. Must maybe check this connection of mine there. But that's still on. The screen needs to be coming on now, but nothing is happening. That's not good. So let me try check why is that. All right, guys, so that was my bad. I actually swapped the terminals over here. I had put them vice versa, so I just swapped them up and now we are good. So it seems like this button will work whether polarity is swapped around, but now it still goes green, but now we've got power to the screen. I was almost close to opening up connections over here, but the only issue was that I just swapped it over. So I just moved back the rubber protection over there and then swapped it over, put it back together, and we are back good. There, now it's starting to play my music. But yeah, it's connected to the phone now via Android Play. And yeah, we're good now. Screen is back up. So now is to fix this connection now using the fuse box, or connect it using the fuse box now into this commotion over here. That's the next step. Let's go. All right, guys, so I catch up on the fuse box. I've been trying to figure this out, but I think we are close now. I've connected the battery terminals, and then on the fuse box I took one of the reds and I put 12 volts on it from the battery, and then on the black one I put the negative from the battery. Then based on some research, I found that normally the white is a trigger wire, so this will hold the 12 volt from the bike, like if like ignition or park light, so that when you switch on the bike and it's on ignition, this gets 12 volt and then it triggers. If there isn't any power to this wire, then it doesn't trigger everything. So to test that, I've done that connections, and I will touch the white one to the red one. We should hear the fuse box click now. So that tells us we are on the correct path, guys. So we've got our trigger wire over here. We've got our 12 volt, and we've got another our negative there. Then here should be what we will send to our accessory. So based on our setup over here, this is my ground, so I can take this negative and I can put it on that negative over there, and then I can put this positive to this yellow wire. That should give my screen power. That is my analysis right now. I will test it shortly with you guys, but that's what I'm gonna try and do. So I'm gonna attach this guy permanently on here so that it triggers, and then but I'll do that after I've connected the positive from the screen over here, so that I don't do any sparks, so that when I put this on, it should then trigger my switch to be on, and then when I click my switch, it should go on, and then my screen should go on. So next step, let's do that. All right, guys, so we're back. I have been fighting a ground wire there that's been popping out, so it's been not sending power to the screen there. So I just snugged in another insulation over there just to hold that wire tight in there. I don't know if I'll make another plan. I don't know, it's not clicking into the adapter there, so I'm not sure why it's not clicking in, but I've switched on the switch here so that I can show you guys. Now I have negative to negative over here. I've got my yellow connected to the power of the screen over there. That yellow is coming from the relay. And then I've got the white, which is my trigger wire. I've got 12 volts going through to the battery, or from the battery coming through to here. So what this means is this circuit should now complete when the trigger wire, so this will be the wire connected to the ignition or something that gets 12 volts when ignition is on the bike. This will be this white wire here. So if I now touch, you will see that it clicked there, the switch came on, and the screen is now on. So we are coming lekker now. If I leave this, if I disengage the trigger wire, everything goes off. We trigger it again, we put it back, boom, switch is on, screen will come on. Boom, boom, boom. So that's going to be my connection for the screen. I will connect a couple of stuff to this guy over here. I think I might connect in the accessories, and then I'll just move the the lights to one of these, because this is also outputs. These blue ones over here, those are also outputs that I can use. At least today I've made progress in terms of knowing what's happening on the fuse box in terms of wiring. Now I just need to figure out the connection or the connectors, how I'm gonna do all of that. But so far we are cooking with gas.